Mysterious phenomena have accompanied humanity at all times. It is just that in the past, people were not always able to notice them, let alone describe them accurately. But today, we have an excellent opportunity to record any anomalies on camera. In this video, I offer you a selection of unique footage of rare phenomena that are hard to believe are real. Enjoy watching. Unusual optical phenomena occurred in the night sky over California, and they were recorded by two independent eyewitnesses at different times. The first video was made on July 10, 2025. Then, a distinct rainbow-colored band appeared in the night sky, stretching high upward. The second video appeared online a little more than a month after the first. In it, we see a similar phenomenon. Only in this case, the phenomenon resembled the northern lights more than a beam. Some users suggest that it could have been a light show. Nevertheless, according to the rules of the Federal Aviation Administration of the United States, such powerful light installations are prohibited from being directed into the sky without special permission. Thus, the nature of the two similar phenomena remains mysterious. Residents of Vancouver, Canada, witnessed a mysterious phenomenon that astonishes the imagination. That night, a strange ring with a bright glow of blue and green shades appeared in the sky, moving along unpredictable trajectories and changing shape. Eyewitnesses decided that they were seeing a rare natural anomaly. However, according to experts, there are no phenomena in nature in which multicolored lights could move through the sky in such an unusual and chaotic way. Specialists continue to study the nature of this phenomenon, but for now they are not ready to give a precise explanation. This summer, a mysterious natural phenomenon was recorded in a forested area. An ecologist conducting a survey of the territory detected unusual thermal readings using special equipment. He went to the place from which the signal had been detected and found there a glowing object in the shape of a prismatic star, visible even during the day. Upon approaching the anomaly to a distance of about 3 meters, the ecologist noted a sharp rise in temperature. In addition, his electronic device began to malfunction, although nothing like this had happened before. According to the observer, when he moved away from the prismatic object, the equipment started working normally again. This unique video recording became one of the most mysterious natural phenomena ever captured on camera. In the night sky over Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, a perfectly round cloud suddenly appeared, immediately attracting people's attention. Eyewitnesses actively recorded what was happening on cameras and then shared the videos online. The peculiarity of this mysterious object was that, unlike ordinary clouds, it remained completely motionless for a long time. Many people assumed that they were seeing an unidentified flying object. However, meteorologists gave a scientific explanation for the phenomenon. According to them, the observed phenomenon most likely represents a rare meteorological formation, a lenticular cloud illuminated by moonlight. Such natural phenomena, though they look mysterious, sometimes occur in different regions of the world and have a completely scientific explanation. This video was recorded on June 24, 2025. That evening, residents of England, Ireland, and several other European countries noticed a strange glowing spiral in the sky. The mysterious object slowly twisted and gradually disappeared. There are still no official statements explaining this phenomenon. However, experts put forward the version that the cause of the unusual phenomenon was a SpaceX rocket launch that took place in Florida on the same day. According to them, frozen remnants of fuel could have formed spiral patterns in the air. On August 1, 2019, a surveillance camera recorded the moment when a mysterious glowing sphere appeared. The footage shows it slowly descending onto the asphalt near a garage. At the same time, it emits a pulsating glow at regular intervals. The absence of witnesses makes this event even more mysterious. If one believes the camera timestamp, the phenomenon occurred precisely when most people are usually returning home from work. However, No eyewitness reports ever appeared, and the absence of testimony makes identifying the object impossible. The author of this video claims to have witnessed a collision between a UFO and the so-called celestial dome, which, according to this theory, represents a supposed boundary surrounding the Earth. The video shows an unidentified flying object attempting to overcome this boundary. Upon contact with the dome, there is an emission of bright blue plasma. The UFO tries to hide, but in the end only slides along the surface of the dome and then disappears into the night sky. The recording gave rise to many guesses and theories, and ufologists even took note of it. However, no reliable data about the nature of the observed phenomenon has ever appeared. On June 25, 2025, a resident of the state of Massachusetts named Colleen McCormack was relaxing near her swimming pool when she suddenly noticed a rapidly falling object in the night sky. The woman managed to turn on her camera and record an 8-second clip showing the rapid fall of an unidentified object. Some internet users suggested that it might have been a helicopter that had crashed. However, official sources do not confirm this version. The Federal Aviation Administration refused to comment on the video, citing a lack of authority to analyze third-party materials. Local law enforcement and fire services also recorded no reports of incidents in the observation area. Recently published videos recorded white smoke rings that mysteriously appeared directly from the clouds. These objects not only had an unusual shape, but also behaved very strangely. They moved so slowly that they seemed completely motionless. Some users tried to connect the phenomenon with volcanic activity. In their opinion, the rings could have formed from smoke emissions of a volcanic mountain. However, this version was not confirmed, since the authors of the video denied the presence of any volcanoes nearby. Despite all the efforts of users and eyewitnesses, the cause of the appearance of the mysterious celestial rings remains unknown. On March 4, 2024, an Oklahoma resident named Steve Aragon became a witness to an unusual phenomenon. While outside with his family and neighbors, he noticed a strange white object in the sky, from which a large smoke ring detached. He managed to record what was happening on camera and posted the video online. Surprisingly, both scientists and television became interested in this phenomenon. Thus, Professor Ken Carson of the Aerospace Faculty of Ohio University offered his explanation of what had happened. He believes that the observed phenomenon could have been connected with a separating stage of a rocket booster during the launch of SpaceX's Crew Dragon. However, further investigation revealed a mismatch in chronology. Journalists from News conducted a thorough check by contacting the space bases at Vandenberg in California and in Florida. Both bases confirmed that the observed phenomena had nothing to do with their launches. And although the incident attracted the attention of scientists and the media, its details remained unexplained. This incident occurred in one of the cities of the state of California, where a worker's carelessness nearly led to an accident involving electricity. The man, who was setting up a ladder, failed to secure it properly, causing it to slip from his hands, strike power lines, and then return to its original position. After contact with the wires, sparks flew off, fell to the ground, and caused the ladder to catch fire at the base. The situation looks absurd, but it could very well have ended in a terrible tragedy. Fortunately, at the time of the incident, the worker was standing next to the ladder rather than on it. This case once again reminds us how important it is to observe safety precautions when working near sources of electricity. Quite recently, a video with very strange footage appeared online. In it, we see a girl hiding her face who demonstrates astonishing skill in overcoming the Earth's gravity. The recording shows an unknown girl rising above the ground and hovering in the air without any visible support. Moreover, she holds a stick in her hands, supposedly using it to keep her balance. However, she maneuvers perfectly well without it. Many skeptics suggest that this could be a trick using editing or special wires. But the filming location, a wild forest path, makes such versions less likely, so it is quite possible that the girl really does possess such an ability, especially since she was not the first person to demonstrate something like this. This mysterious footage was filmed in Russia. The author of the video decided to observe a garage of a military unit from a window using optical zoom. To his surprise, besides a car, he noticed a strange figure there resembling a person and emitting a red glow. Usually, such cases, when objects appear glowing, are explained by optical illusions caused by atmospheric effects. However, here the phenomenon was observed in broad daylight, and the figure retained its glowing form even while moving. Unfortunately, it was never possible to identify the mysterious being. A resident of New Zealand, Robert King, during a vacation in London, became a witness to the appearance of an unidentified flying object in the sky. The incident occurred on June 29, 2025, when King was returning to his hotel. The man saw a glowing white sphere hanging in the sky and managed to record it on camera. According to King, the object differed from ordinary drones and stars in the nature of its movement. Interestingly, cases of observing such glowing spheres are becoming increasingly frequent. Earlier, a similar unidentified object was spotted in the American state of New Jersey. Since then, reports of glowing spheres have begun coming in from different regions of the world. On the night of January 27, 2025, residents of several cities in Turkey witnessed an unusual natural phenomenon. A mysterious glowing object appeared in the sky from which spiral waves spread, creating an impressive light show. Eyewitnesses were so astonished by what they saw that they decided they had witnessed an alien invasion. However, specialists soon studied the video and proposed a hypothesis about the real cause of the unusual phenomenon. In their opinion, the residents of Turkey may have unknowingly witnessed an experiment within the framework of the secret Blue Beam Project. This project allegedly aims to influence public consciousness and stage an alien invasion. An unusual event recorded by surveillance cameras took place in the town of Broome in Western Australia in October 2019. During a severe thunderstorm, after a flash of lightning, a huge round portal appeared in the night sky and vanished a few seconds later. The unique footage was taken on the southern side of a police station. Law enforcement officers were the first to release the video of this mysterious phenomenon, which caused a strong reaction on the internet. It is noteworthy that in the time since the incident, the scientific community has still not been able to offer a reliable explanation for this phenomenon. The video still arouses lively interest among internet users, giving rise to various theories and speculations. At the same time, the police in Broome are not giving additional comments on what happened. In July 2024, residents of the Chinese city of Chengdu witnessed a rare natural phenomenon. As many as 7 suns appeared in the sky. This unique footage was recorded by a local woman named Wang, who at the time of the anomaly was in a hospital. The video quickly spread across the internet and sparked great interest among users. The recording shows several solar disks with different intensities of glow. People began associating this phenomenon with the apocalypse. However, scientists explained that this was merely an optical illusion. Interestingly, from different observation points, the number of suns differed. From one position there were 7, and from another 4. Specialists suggested that the cause of the phenomenon may have been a concentration of ice crystals in the atmosphere, reflecting light and creating the effect of false sun. This footage was recorded in the Canadian province of Alberta, in the Rich Valley area, on July 2, 2025, when a married couple, Ed and Melinda Part, witnessed a fantastic phenomenon. They saw a glowing sphere hovering approximately 6 meters above the ground. The object, about 2 meters in diameter, moved slowly and emitted a bright blue glow. The couple managed to record the phenomenon on video. The recording lasted 23 seconds, after which the object disappeared. Ed handed the footage over to scientists. The video was studied by Frank Florian, senior specialist at the Planetarium and Science Center Telus World of Science in Edmonton. In the expert's opinion, the recorded phenomenon may have been ball lightning, a rare meteorological phenomenon connected with plasma formation. The specialist noted the danger of this natural phenomenon and emphasized the rarity of such observations. Ball lightning is a special form of plasma, capable of persisting as a glowing sphere for a certain period of time. Most often, such a phenomenon is observed during thunderstorms. Nicole Ayers, pilot of the crew of the 10th SpaceX mission and participant in expeditions to the ISS numbers 72 and 73, managed to take a unique photograph demonstrating the beauty and mystery of the atmospheric phenomena of our planet. On July 3, 2025, while flying over North America, she photographed an impressive red lightning formation in the shape of a glowing jellyfish. This unusual phenomenon, known as a transient luminous event, or Sprite, was observed over an area of strong thunderstorms stretching from Mexico to the southern states of the United States, including California and Texas. The image shows glowing branches spreading in different directions, resembling jellyfish tentacles. It looks absolutely fantastic. Such phenomena are considered extremely rare and can reach impressive sizes. The largest recorded Sprite was observed at an altitude of 80 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. On December 8, 2024, a series of unusual phenomena occurred in Trenton, New Jersey. The first case was recorded by an intercom camera. The recording showed an oval rainbow-colored object, followed by a white sphere. This cluster was completed by a strange red ring. The first object could still be called a glowing drone, but everything that followed it raises many questions. Soon afterward, a second observation occurred in the same area. This time, the anomaly was filmed by an eyewitness. He happened to notice a rotating round object in the sky that flashed and hovered in the air. After a powerful flash, it disappeared. At first, local witnesses assumed that the observed phenomena might be related to meteor activity. However, after analyzing both recordings, most people leaned toward the version of a possible extraterrestrial origin of these objects. The state authorities refused to comment on these videos. Welding is a technological process for creating permanent joints by establishing interatomic bonds between the connected parts during their local heating. For this reason, it cannot exist in nature. However, the workers who recorded this video seem to be trying to prove the opposite. According to them, while working at a site in a mountainous area, they discovered strange stones and decided to film what was happening. The published footage shows two stones creating sparks and molten material characteristic of welding. The workers explain the anomaly by claiming that they found previously unknown metal-containing rocks. When interacting with each other, they are supposedly capable of generating electric discharges. However, specialists are sure that this is fake and that such rocks simply do not exist in nature. Most likely, the stones were connected to an external power source, or the video was skillfully edited. This fantastic anomaly was recorded in the Chinese region of Yangon in 2022. On that day, local residents and tourists witnessed the appearance of unusual black fog in the sky over one of the bodies of water. For ordinary fog, this phenomenon looked far too strange. First, it had an unusual charcoal color, and second, it gathered and formed a cloud only in a small section of the sky. It was also interesting that birds were circling chaotically around the fog. This is exactly what led users to think that it could have been a swarm of flying insects, such as mosquitoes. According to eyewitnesses, the fog, surrounded by birds, remained in the air for some time and then disappeared together with the birds. On June 21, 2021, residents of the island of Fiji witnessed an unusual celestial phenomenon. In the night sky, people noticed a mysterious glowing spiral. Videos of this phenomenon quickly became popular, and users demanded an explanation of what had happened that night. American astronomers put forward the version that the spiral could have been the remains of fuel from a Chinese rocket launch that took place the same day. However, many skeptics do not believe this explanation. Indeed, although rockets often leave trails in the atmosphere, spiral formations of this type are usually not observed. It was precisely this fact that led people to suppose that they had seen something truly unusual and possibly even supernatural. Recently, NASA specialists published a video of the process of repairing a space shuttle. Internet users noticed a distinctly bright object moving toward our planet. People were extremely interested in finding out what it was and whether this object could pose a threat to Earth. NASA employees did not hurry with an answer, as if stirring up public interest. Later, they did explain that it was a fragment of a worn part of the shuttle. In other words, ordinary debris. However, most users still see it as an unidentified flying object. This video was filmed in the province of British Columbia in Canada. An eyewitness captured a very strange phenomenon. When watching the clip, it seems as though someone recorded a 1-second video and then looped it, but in fact this is not the case. According to the author, he himself was shocked by what he saw and felt as though he had witnessed a glitch in the matrix of our world. The video attracted the attention of scientists from the University of Victoria. They called this anomaly standing waves. Such waves form and can exist for a long time without changing shape or direction of propagation because they oscillate in time while their peak remains unchanged. Specialists note that such a phenomenon had previously been recorded extremely rarely and requires further study. Ecologists in Indonesia sounded the alarm after discovering enormous accumulations of toxic foam on the surfaces of bodies of water in the western regions of the island of Java. But the most frightening thing was that these formations began reaching city streets. In this footage, you can see rescuers struggling with a chemical cloud. And although this substance is comparatively small in size, it is very dangerous. As specialists explained, such foam is a chemically dangerous mixture of household waste and industrial emissions. Scientists warn that such a concentration of harmful substances threatens human health and the condition of the region's ecosystem. Work is now underway on the island to clean bodies of water of dangerous compounds, and measures are also being taken to prevent further pollution of the aquatic environment. This unusual phenomenon was recorded by residents of one of the small towns in the state of California in the United States. The most attentive noticed that among the ordinary clouds, there was one very strange one. The point is that although this object outwardly resembled an ordinary cloud, unlike the others it was moving. Ordinary clouds move because of the wind. But is it possible for the wind to affect only one cloud? Since this does not happen often, people assume that the mysterious cloud formation might actually be an unidentified flying object using camouflage technology. However, meteorologists offered another version. In their opinion, the cloud's movement could have been caused by a difference in altitude relative to other atmospheric phenomena. Which version is true remains only a matter of guesswork. On June 9, 2025, residents of the state of Arizona were shocked by what they saw. Thousands of people witnessed the appearance of a mysterious figure in the sky. Many eyewitnesses recorded what was happening on smartphone cameras. In one such video, one can see a mysterious object, remotely resembling a human, moving through the sky without hiding itself from viewers at all. Documentary recordings of this phenomenon caused wide public resonance. Some videos were checked for editing, but no fabrication was confirmed. In addition, specialists ruled out the version of an optical mirage. Scientists are now calling on eyewitnesses to provide additional descriptions of the anomaly for deeper study. This footage was filmed on June 28, 2025, over Los Angeles. That night, residents who were still awake witnessed a strange show in the sky. They all watched as two mysterious objects began interacting at one point in the sky. Appeals to the Federal Aviation Administration and to local authorities brought no answers. The absence of an official position only increased public interest in the incident and gave rise to many theories. Since people had never seen anything like it before, many first thought that paranormal phenomena were indeed occurring in the sky. Recently, a video of an astonishing natural phenomenon appeared online, ground resembling a trampoline. In the published footage, a person can be seen jumping while the surface beneath looks almost jelly-like. Such a sight seems unreal, yet it has a perfectly scientific explanation. Specialists identify two main reasons for the appearance of the bouncing ground effect. The first is connected with the natural liquefaction of soil after heavy rainfall. The second is typical of specially equipped areas. In this case, the effect arises because of water accumulation beneath the surface caused by malfunctions in irrigation systems or problems with underground irrigation. On July 4th, 2023, a mysterious natural phenomenon occurred at Imperial Beach in the state of California. The sun began to flicker like a faulty light bulb. Eyewitnesses were astonished by the unusual sight and hurried to record it on camera. The video of this phenomenon quickly spread across the internet and gained many views. Some skeptics decided that the whole thing was caused by technical glitches. However, such a version does not stand up to criticism since there are several videos of this phenomenon and the same anomaly is recorded in all of them. Despite the fact that 2 years have already passed since the incident, scientists still cannot provide a scientific explanation for it. During a flight on an airplane, the author of this video noticed an unusual shadow through the window, stretching almost across the entire visible part of the ground in a straight line, like a meridian on a globe. He was struck by what he saw and very much wanted to understand what kind of phenomenon it was, so he posted the video on one of the social networks. Scientists explained the phenomenon by a rare coincidence of several factors at once: a special position of the sun, the flight altitude, and atmospheric refraction. The refraction of sunlight in the atmosphere can sometimes create the optical illusion of a long extended shadow. Such phenomena are extremely rare and require a perfect combination of many conditions, so observing them is a great rarity. On January 4th, 2025, residents of several cities in Kazakhstan witnessed an unusual atmospheric phenomenon. A gigantic shadowy cross appeared in the sky. Eyewitnesses described it differently. From some angles it resembled the letter X, from others a Christian cross. Photos and videos from the scene quickly spread through social media, causing heated discussion among users. Experts suggest that the observed phenomenon may have been pareidolia, an optical illusion in which the human brain recognizes familiar shapes in random pattern. Such an effect often occurs when observing clouds or light phenomena. Nevertheless, various theories began to spread among the population, including versions about an omen or a harbinger of catastrophe. The author of the video was astonished when he visited a gas station in the city of Cedar Bluff, Alabama. He managed to record an impressive sight on his smartphone camera. The entire station building was covered with thousands of insects. Mayflies, which are also called one-day flies, belong to the order of aquatic insects. They spend most of their lives in water in the larval stage, and in adulthood they live only a few days. That is why they have such a name. Such a massive gathering of mayflies is not accidental, but an important biological phenomenon. By gathering in huge swarms, these insects increase their chances of successful reproduction. During the period of mass emergence, the males perform complex mating dances in the air, attracting females. Most often, such gatherings can be observed near bodies of water, especially in the evening. It looks very impressive, but it is completely safe for humans. Moreover, mayflies serve as indicators of the cleanliness of bodies of water since they are extremely sensitive to water pollution. In a small village in western India, local residents and tourists regularly witness an unusual natural phenomenon. If a light object is thrown from a cliff into a waterfall, it does not immediately fall downward but changes its trajectory. This footage beautifully demonstrates the power of nature. It shows a man throwing small branches and even an entire stick, and all the objects, instead of falling, rise upward for a while, before eventually beginning to move downward. The scientific explanation for this phenomenon lies in the features of the waterfall itself. The strong pressure of the water flow creates a kind of air cushion. Everything lighter than this pressure first rises upward and only then falls under the force of gravity. Local residents have long become accustomed to this natural phenomenon and even use it as entertainment for tourists. Residents of one of the districts of the Moscow region witnessed a mysterious phenomenon. A gigantic smoke ring appeared in the sky. Eyewitnesses who recorded the unusual sight on their phones were seriously alarmed by what was happening. Many perceived it as a natural anomaly, or even assumed interference by extraterrestrial civilizations. However, specialists quickly established the true cause of the phenomenon. As it turned out, the unusual smoke ring formed as a result of a technical malfunction at a local substation. When the transformer failed, smoke was released through a special ventilation opening, which created the effect of an almost perfect ring. Residents of the Chinese city of Shenyang witnessed a mysterious phenomenon. A glowing pillar appeared above the city, resembling a landed alien ship. Eyewitnesses actively recorded the phenomenon on their phones and posted videos on social media. Many truly decided that the city had been subjected to an invasion by extraterrestrial civilizations. However, scientists explained that it was only an optical illusion. It turned out that the glowing pillar was a skyscraper, shrouded in fog, and the unusual effect was caused by the reflection of sunlight from the building's glass windows. Nature very often amazes us and creates such phenomena that are hard to believe. This cloud, recorded by eyewitnesses on January 19, 2023, belongs precisely to such wonders. The author of the video was struck by the appearance of this atmospheric formation. According to him, the unusual cloud retained its shape for about an hour before completely dissipating. Turkish meteorologists explained that such phenomena are called lenticular clouds. They appear under certain weather conditions as a result of the interaction of strong winds with mountainous terrain. In the center of Pakistan's Thar Desert, an unusual natural phenomenon was captured on video. Local residents became witnesses to a striking sight. Thousands of fish writhed and jumped on the sand far from water. Specialists determined the cause of this phenomenon. It turned out that the nearest river had unexpectedly changed its course, leaving thousands of fish stranded on dry land. The aquatic inhabitants found themselves trapped in the middle of the desert and desperately tried to survive in conditions unfamiliar to them. And that is all from me. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to leave a rating, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell. For me, your activity is the best reward. Thank you for your attention. See you soon. Bye.